Hi, we are Lauryn and Michael Hamilton with Home Sweet Maine, and we are going to be taking you on a journey around southern Maine doing fun things with awesome people. This is our town.
So this month we're going to be touring around Gorham with our good friends Cody and Alyssa. We helped them buy a house a couple years back, and now they're going to show us some of the great renovations they've done and their favorite stuff around Gorham.
I love how you did this in bins. Why did you do it this way?
Well, we had bins with soil in them already from a previous season, so we kind of just thought put them to good use and try out our first season of herbs and veggies in those 5-gallon bins.
Have you ever heard of diatomaceous earth?
I have not.
Okay, so that's my novice tip. From one novice to another.
Okay.
So it's food grade diatomaceous earth is made from ground up oyster shell, and it's not harmful to you or to dogs or even to the plants, and you can you could put it in water and drink it. But if you sprinkle it on your garden, or sometimes they come with little, I don't know what they're called, like puffer things that will like blow out a cloud of it.
Oh, wow.
It kills any pests that will land on your vegetables. So my second tip is to plant for each individual season. That way you're not stuck harvesting a ton of stuff all at one time, and it's super time consuming. And you're also not getting like one big show of color if it's flowers in the spring and then having to wait for an entire year. I know that happened to us our first year, and I was like, oh, our yard is so beautiful. And then everything turned brown, and I was like, now we're gonna wait a year for color again.
Yeah.
So yeah, slowly we've incorporated things that will bloom at different times or grow at different times, and it feels much more rewarding.
Yeah, that's a great thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. So my third tip is to plant things that give you something that's instantly rewarding. Like, I don't know, for me it's flowers. I think it can be different for everyone. Some people really like only fruits and vegetables. But in the spring, I think lilacs put on such a beautiful show. This time of year, hydrangeas are great. And then late summer to early fall, hibiscus, I adore because they're so big and so beautiful. And so for you, we have brought hydrangea.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and so as you're growing your vegetables and waiting for them to come in, at least it's something to look at. And yeah, and even in the fall, if you leave them when they turn brown, they look really beautiful. In the winter, you just leave them.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
So we're in the apartment off your house. What made you guys choose to do this particular project?
So when we started or did our walkthrough with you, it was kind of an empty shell, and we started thinking about what we could do with it. And I don't know, visions started popping in our heads, and they came true. It actually kind of looks a lot like what we were talking about and what we pictured.
And you're renting it now, right?
Yeah, we're renting it to one of our friends.
So income is always good. So getting it done, getting a little income going. Okay. And when you did the project, what would you say is something that you did that went really well that you would do again?
We would definitely do the countertops again. We took some countertops that I had from work, and they were just basic laminate. They were an ugly pink. Painted them white and then used an epoxy kit and tried to make them look like granite. So it was a stressful project, but we think it came out pretty well.
What is this? Its own little paint in the epoxy?
Yeah. So there's the base is white, and then there's a white powder that goes in the epoxy, and you kind of do one round of white, and then as that's drying, you take the black and you blend the black in, and you take your paintbrush and almost, well, I guess they call it chopping, and then chop it out, and it gives it that depth to make it look like you can see down through the layers instead of just kind of like a two-dimensional plane. So I think it gives it that sparkle and better look.
Looks great. So the counters look awesome. What is something that you didn't do that was so great you wouldn't do again?
I think that we would redo or change the subfloor that we used in the living room and the bedroom. We used 2x2 tiles, and it was quite time consuming.
So research something that's a little bit quicker to get you through?
For sure.
Okay. Anything else?
We probably would have hired out more of the work. This project took us a lot longer than we had anticipated in the beginning.
How long?
Overall, not straight work, but 2 years.
That's a lot of rental income.
It's a long time.
Yeah, I think it's important to balance income, sweat equity, experience of it, and be like, all right, what do I actually want to do here? What if I hire it out and get through this quicker? Am I going to start making money? I'm always looking at that with our projects.
Definitely. And where this was the biggest project that we've ever taken on, it was a huge learning experience,
Yep.
you know, and wouldn't change that at all. We learned a lot, for sure.
I mean, it looks great, man. I kind of remember what it looked like when you guys bought it, and it looks phenomenal now, so
Thank you.
good work, good work. So what was your biggest fear or concern going into this project?
Definitely the permitting process, pulling the proper paperwork, and then, you know, scheduling the inspections, making sure everything's done to code.
Yeah.
There's kind of a lot to think about.
Well, and it's especially important for you guys because you're renting us out, so there's a higher level of accountability and liability there.
For sure. And, you know, half of this space or 3/4 of the space was here and done.
Yeah.
So it kind of made a different, you know, impact on what they needed to inspect and
Yeah.
things like that.
Well, you did an awesome job. I kind of remember what it looked like when you got here, and it just looks great, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I definitely want to try those counters.
Yeah. You should. You should. It's stressful, but it's fun.
So what is this place called?
This is Cherry Hill Farm in Gorham.
And what is here?
Here, Shaw Brothers have established several walking trails that you can also bring your bike to, and it's very pet friendly. The trail system goes out and around for acres and acres. Over there, they're building a new farm stand. Every Wednesday, the town of Gorham puts on a farmer's market up near the road up there, selling fresh fruits, vegetables, herbs, handmade crafts, things like that.
So they have like a story trail for the kids.
They do, yeah. Along one of the trail systems here, there are several activities for kids to do as they walk along the trail, kind of like a nature walk, scavenger hunt.
That's fun.
Yeah.
What would you say, if people are checking this out, is like an insider tip or important thing for them to make sure they do?
My insider tip is to get here early, just as the sun is rising. It's nice and quiet. It's one of the only times I will let Revy off leash. It's great, it's beautiful.
Well, thanks for taking us here.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think it's a must-see in Gorham.
Yeah.
So tell me about where we're at.
We're at Sebago in Gorham, the tap room. It's pretty new, and we like to come here pretty often. It's just kind of a good place, good atmosphere. It's relaxing, and they have really good food.
What do you like? What do you like? What are your favorite things about it?
Well, I like how they have big tables inside, so we can come with big groups, and then the service is always good. So they're attentive and they're with you, and it's a good time. Everything goes smooth.
That makes
Food's
such a
always good.
difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, so what do you like? What are your favorite things?
Well, I kind of stick with the same thing every time. Might be because of the name, but I like the Saddleback. I like winter and skiing and all that, but the Saddleback seems to be kind of the lightest beer.
So we can try beer, but I don't really know anything about it, so you'll have to make recommendations.
All right, I would go with a Saddleback,
Okay.
a Simmer Down.
Okay.
I would try the Haze Forward because that seems like it's really popular.
Okay.
And then, do you like dark beer?
I do.
So let's go with a Gets Dark Late as well.
Nitro stout. Nice.
Unless the only other one is if you want to try On a Boat instead of the Summer Down. or
You
Simmer
tell
Down.
me. I don't know. I really don't know anything.
We'll try
about
something
beer.
new. We'll go On a Boat.
Okay. Perfect.
Really real estate market update for the month of June in Gorham, Maine. So there are currently 21 active properties on the market. There are 64 under contract, and in the last 30 days, 23 have sold. They have sold for an average of 108% over the list price and an average price of $479,000 with just 5 median days on the market. So it's definitely a hot real estate market in Maine and in Gorham right now. So make sure you get your offers out there, get them in before those rates go up any higher.
Thank you so much for joining us.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.
And we'll see you next month.